Welcome back to my channel, Simplified English 101. If you are new to this channel, please remember, like this video, leave a comment. Do not forget to subscribe to my channel and ring that good old notification bell so that you can be informed when a new video is posted. For today's video, we are going to be looking at how to write your sub-themes. We're going to focus on how to write your sub-themes. We will briefly mention some themes and how to identify them, but the focus will be on how to write your sub-themes for your English Language SBA. Now, when selecting your themes for your English Language SBA, remember that your themes are social issues, things that exist in society. Also, remember that these social issues are problems that affect many people within society. Now, there can be a list of social issues. They could stem from financial issues, social issues, cultural, environmental, political, and of course, the list goes on. I have given you a list of social issues that can be used for your English Language SBA. They are crime and violence, scamming, pollution, human sexuality, beauty ideals, skin bleaching, music, culture, drugs and or drug abuse, infidelity, gender bias, discrimination, dancehall music or the impact of dancehall music, as well as technology. Now, don't get me wrong, there are many social issues that are out there, but these are just some of the ones that came off the top of my head, and so I'm sharing them with you. Let us not linger because this will be a very short video. Now, the question is, how do you write your sub-themes? One of the problems that I realize in some students is that they have an idea of what they want to do. They have already figured out their theme and they know what they want to focus on, what they want to research on. But how to put the words together to get the perfect sub-theme sometimes is a problem. So once you've selected your theme, now it is time for you to select your sub-theme. What do? There are 4 things I tell my ladies or my students to focus on. 1 is what. And don't worry, we are going to answer these questions. 2, who. 3, how. And 4, where. Now, what do these questions signify? How will they even assist you to respond or create your sub-themes? Let us get right into that. Step 1. The first question that we looked at was what? The question that is asked is, what theme have you selected? Now, what should you do as a student? The first thing that you should do is write the name of the theme on a clear sheet of paper, whether it's in the book page that you're using or on a piece of paper that you're using to generate your ideas. So go ahead, write the name of the theme that you have selected within your group. The theme that I have selected for my group is crime and violence. What do we do next now that we have our theme? 2, we want to answer the question, who? Who is affected by this particular social issue, crime? Who are the persons which are affected? I tell my students, write the persons or person or group of persons or institution or thing. These are just some examples that are or have been affected. For my response, I've decided to write education system, the education sector or educational institutions. Know that I have always affected. Question 3 wants us to answer, how does it affect them? Make sure you're following along. Make sure you're doing exactly as I'm telling you. Know that you have what the theme is, who is affected. Now we will answer, how does crime and violence affect those in the education sector? The answer is a lack of education. Now we have stated how this particular social issue affects them. In the education sector, there are many persons who have a lack of access to education. Now we will go to the last in step 1, which is, where can those affected be found? Of course, we need to be able to state a location, an area, or some sort of place where this issue exists. Now that I say that, don't just narrow it down to your community. Remember, it is a social issue. So think about it generally. But in thinking about it generally, try to pinpoint an area or location. My answer is inner city in Jamaica. Now that we've done step one, which is to, of course, write the name of the theme, which is the what. To write the persons who have been affected or are affected, which is the education institute or educational sector. Also, we have identified how it affects them. We realize that they have a limited access to education. And finally, who are these people? Where can they be found? In the inner city of Jamaica. It doesn't have to be in Jamaica, but this is just an example. Let us move on to step number 2. Now, the suggestion is to combine all the answers to the questions asked in the form of a statement or a question. The answers I collected were crime and violence, education, lack of access, and inner city, of course, in Jamaica. I will also suggest that you can begin your statements or questions with any of the following. To what extent? The extent to which? How does? What are? Or you can simply begin with your sub-theme. Now, I've given you 3 examples, and these are both statements and, of course, a question. I have, using the answers I created from the questions previously, the extent to which crime and violence impacts the access to education in Jamaican inner city. Or I have, how does crime and violence impact the access to education in Jamaican inner cities? My question. Or another statement beginning with my sub-theme. Crime and violence, which is the major thing that I'm focusing on, negatively impacts the access to education in Jamaican inner cities. Simple, isn't it? Now, of course, there are other ways in which you could get assistance in how to complete the English Language SBA. Let's go to step 3. Step 3 says that this book is now available. It is entitled English Language and Literature SBA, a student's guide to receiving grade 1. Believe me, it is simple, but you must be asking, why should I get this book? Of course, I have your answers to that too. 1, it gives a detailed step-by-step guide. It gives a list and examples of all the themes mentioned earlier, plus others, and sub-themes that have been created for you. So fret not. All the themes that you can think about and all the sub-themes have already been created just for you. All you have to do is flip the page and pick one. Next, it details how to complete each section of the SBA. And in a virtual classroom, more than anything else, we do need that. It gives you examples and illustrations that you might find difficult to find elsewhere. It explains how to select and analyze your artifacts. It also details how to write the reflection too, which is sometimes the most difficult part of the SBA, as well as the written report. It gives you a checklist for the SBA. When you're done your SBA, all the things that should be included and should not. It gives you sample SBAs, grade 1s, of course. It is the best book for online classes that is currently available. It was made just for you, just for virtual learning. And when you step out of virtual learning, it will make it even better. And of course, this book will allow you to get the full marks for your English Language SBA if you use it and follow it to a T. Finally, you can get this book on all Amazon platforms as either an ebook or a paperback. For all students living in Jamaica and you don't have a card, but you'd like to have access to the book, you can reach out to me here or I'll post a link in the description where you could also reach out to me. Don't forget, full marks, English Language SBA, grade 1. I have you covered. This is all for today. Until next time, bye.